Good evening. I'd like to take the time to welcome everyone to another Morning Glory Apostolic Prophetic Center video. I'm your host, Dietrich Hubbard. And as I was settling in, about to go to sleep, God impressed this word in my spirit. Because usually about this time, I watch a friend of mine's ministry just to see what's going on with her. But she's singing right now. But I have to say this because, of course, God told me to see it. So we're going to talk about don't let love contaminate you. Don't let love contaminate you. And as I was thinking about my own situation that I'm going through right now and the ability to still be open to hear the things of God, say the things of God, and understand the nature of what God is doing. A lot of times I think we get things misconstrued because we have allowed life to beat us down and wear us down to the point that we allow, I guess, Satan to disrupt who we really are. We allow Satan to take away our common sense of how we operate. So when we talk about don't let love contaminate you, I think many of us have been through a few things these past 2 months that not only affect our mind, it affects our soul, it affects our well-being, and it affects our heart. But one of the things that we fail to realize is that the heart can't want what the heart wants. Yeah, it can get it, but oftentimes it doesn't want it. Because Proverbs 4 and 23 states, guard your heart with all diligence, for it determines the course of your life. See, one wrong mistake, one wrong word, one wrong misunderstanding can affect your whole life. That's why we do not make heartfelt decisions. That's why we don't talk about we speak our heart, because our heart is controlled by the things we see around us. And if our heart controls those things, then how much so it controls us. That's why we got to realize a lot of things that God gave us, and we set and we say we love these things. We only love those things according to what we can get out of those things. And when we couldn't get those things out of those things, we went to searching to find the things of what we couldn't get out of. And now, so a lot of you, I see why God told me earlier today, you got to grow up. And see, for a lot of us, we don't understand who we are because we so infatuated trying to find love. We so infatuated trying to find the right woman, the right man. And when we do all those things, we lose our love for God because our love now is determined on what God gives us. what God allows us to have. And so for many of us, God said, he said, tell them don't let love contaminate you. See, a lot of y'all got to understand something about God. He allowed things to happen and certain situations to happen, not necessarily for you to get angry, upset, depressed. He want to see who you love the more. And for a lot of you, you love the world, the things of the world, and the things in the world more than you love God. So that's why God is doing things that literally are shaking us to our core. Because most of us have forgot about God when we got the man of our dreams, when we got the woman of our dreams, when we got the person of our dreams. So now what God does, he said, let me make sure they're not contaminated by what they love. See, Proverbs 19:5 says, a false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. See, y'all stop lying on people. Y'all stop assuming things about people. It kills me as I sit here and I understand how many people I didn't help, how many people that I mentor, how many people that I did things for, how somehow or another they'll lie about me. They'll assume things about me. See, what many of us fail to realize is that when you lie about somebody, the word says a false witness shall not be unpunished. So some of the things that you're going through, some of the things that you got to go through, some of the things that you're going to experience is based off the lies and the assumptions of you said about somebody else. I'm sitting here and I'm highly disturbed because I'm saying, God, what does don't let your love be contaminated? What does it have to do with growing up? And that's when he spoke. Sometimes you got to realize a person just don't love you. Sometimes we got to realize that a person may have just used us. Sometimes we got to realize what we want don't want us. So now what has happened, because we didn't guard our heart, the issues of life started to come out. So we call people and we say things and we assume things because we're not in God. That's why when I call people and say things, you got to hear me to hear me. Because I'm trying to give hope in any situation. If the situation requires hope. If by some reason the situation don't require hope, I'm telling you, I was talking to a friend of mine. He wanted to date a girl. And about a couple of months ago, I don't know how long ago it was, I said something to him. I said, but if this be the girl for you. And whatever, because I don't keep emails and all that. But he said something back to me. So now, yesterday he inboxed me. The girl didn't want to date him. So even though I hope that person got what they wanted, in my spirit, I still didn't believe that was the one for them. So a lot of us, we try to hold on to something because we think they the one for us. But what if they ain't? What if they see? What if that ain't the job God really wants you to have, but you just comfortable with it? What has your what state of mind have your heart led you to that wasn't of God, but because what you want made what you want had became God in your life, now you're willing to fight for the God of this world. Matthew 24:10 says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. You know how many people I got to talk to that hate me? You know how many people I listen to the things they say about me and I still treat them with a smile? I was talking to somebody the other day, and some of the stuff I'm going to, I said, I'm starting to hate this particular person. I said, God, get this hate out of my heart. I never hated anyone. I might not like you, but I use the word hate. That's a strong word for somebody you claim to be real fond of is the word we're gonna use. So we so desperate looking to connect with things that we love that oftentimes when we find it, we allow it to contaminate us. We live for the praises of people. We live for the honor, the respect, and the applause. And we fail to die for God because we rather die to man so that we are applauded on this earth. Genesis 12 and 3 says, I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. See, when you find someone like me, and I'm really trying to get you to have a relationship with God, you know that I hear from God. You know I've told you on occasions what God allows me to do. Why would you attack me? Why? What I have done to anybody? I'm sitting here and 7 people just verbally demeaning my character. They verbally accusing me of things. They verbally questioning God because you've been contaminated. See, when you're ready for ministry, this ain't no easy job. This the kind of job that you ain't gonna have too many friends in. This the kind of job that you got to watch how you treat everybody because you got to watch basically how you say everything because you can say one wrong thing, you can mention one wrong thing, and everything goes to hell. Who are we to doubt what God would do for us, but blame those who God have allowed to do? I seen something yesterday. I seen it clear as day. The man was on TikTok and somebody accused them of something. And they just began to ridicule and go in on the guy. The guy put the gun in his head, shot himself while he was going live. Suppose this a gun. What's my mental state right now? What spirit am I in? See, y'all got to be careful about saying or doing things out of your emotions, and because you got to find somebody to be the punching bag, you don't know who not strong enough, even though they seem to be strong. He did that. And a lot of us, that's what we willing to do over things we say we love. But we're not willing to die for God. Why attack people that God put on earth to help you get to God? And now that you didn't got to God, or God and gave you what you wanted, then all of a sudden it ain't all about God no more. That shows what I often talk about. When God answers a lot of y'all prayers, you forget about God. I'm in this. Listen here. Just because my life ain't where it's supposed to be right now, because of things that have transpired, I don't blame no. I don't blame nobody for nothing that happens to me. Because I can't. Because I know God says, I know the plans I have for you to give you an expected end. See, a lot of y'all don't have plans. You don't know where God trying to take you because you ain't got no relationship with God. You don't know how God trying to bless you because you too big in asking for carnal things. You too busy asking for husband and wives. I got a deep sadness in my spirit, not because I'm sad. It's because people don't know what this world going through. You don't know what the world going through, and you're not knowing what it's going to. Overnight, your life can change. I can lay down and go to bed and not wake up. I can get in my truck, go to the store, and not make it back to the truck. So if your life is valued with people, places, and things, you need to re-examine what you're living for. Oh, it's easy for us to say, for God I live, for God I die. But what do you do when it's all taken away? What you do? I got a friend now, basically in the same situation I am. And I agree wholeheartedly with his decision. You can't be a married woman and just think you can hang out all night and come in anytime you want to, and don't speak or say nothing to your husband. Kick her out. If you can't kick her out, I was watching a TikTok video. And then they claim your house out of order. How can you get somebody else's house in order? What I just said. If you don't respect the man of the house, the man can't fix the house where there's no respect. I mean, what kind of wife goes out and you call to check on them? They get mad because you spoiling their fun. Why they do that at? They leave and don't tell you where you going, when they coming back, who they going to do it with, what's going on. Y'all got the game messed up. I agree with his decision. To disrespect your man or your woman for that matter, and you don't see it as disrespect, you try to explain it away, that shows right then you have no respect. Then, from what I hear, wipe every memory of him away, besides what she wanted to keep, and change the lock on the door. I'm from the old school. I'm from the hood. That's a pattern. When women do stuff like that, some nigga whispering in their ear, tell the truth and shame the devil. Cause I've been on the receiving and giving end on both of them. You got to know what you know to know what you know. The reason we do stuff like that because we have allowed this so-called love to contaminate who we are. Psalms 41:9, yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me. What I be telling y'all all the time? It's the ones that closest to you that always try to kill you. Why do they do that? Yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did it. You know how many people out in hell? How many people that I've done stuff for? I'm not keeping tab, but it's the rate of disrespect and the way they often treat me after I help them. See that Psalms 41:9? That's an old blues song to me. That's that Barbara Womack. Y'all don't know nothing about that Bobby Womack. Why do we kill the ones that help us build a foundation? Opportunists. You'll find that a lot of people, watch what this scripture says here in particular, in whom I trusted, which did eat my bread, have lived. Watch this. It's the people that you always help and never reciprocated are the ones when the time comes gonna turn on you. That's what Judas did. Judas kept up with the money. But when the time came for him to get some money on his own, Judas turned. And for a lot of y'all, when you get what you want, you turn on God. Don't love people, places, and things so much that you lose your focus, you lose your mindset, and you lose your relationship with God. That's why most people tell you being a prophet is a lonely job. I went to having a house and a family to nothing, but I still got to preach this gospel. But then God showed me something. Every time I get into a situation that He allows me to be homeless, I always go up another level because I'm truthful in my walk with Christ. I ain't say I'm perfect. I was telling somebody today how I used to like to get even with people, and I'm still thinking about getting even. But God got to get that out of my mind. That's why I had to come settle down. Because it's only through the settling of my mind that my spirit gains control. Don't fault me for you failing to have a relationship with God. Now I see He told me, don't play with Him no more. This finna get serious. And y'all still around there trying to teach people how to love one another. You still trying to make sure you paying tithe. You better make sure when you wake up every day, God, what does the kingdom need? Because this world finna get ragged. Watch what happened when what's happened over in Israel come to America. Every hour on the hour, you should be saying, God, what does the kingdom need? That's how I do. And a lot of times I might not even have it, but watch somebody come and, hey, God told me to send you this. I said, okay, I know exactly what to do with it. We got to stop allowing who we are to contaminate what we got. And that's a relationship with God. Y'all be blessed.